The recovery barge fought the North Atlantic swell, hydraulic arms groaning as they locked the submersible back into its cradle.
Inside the cramped sphere, Dr. Sarah Chen sat motionless. The descent ended hours ago.
The SS Pacific Dawn sank in 1954. Its classified manifest carried a single, staggering truth.
The hatch opened with a hiss. Cold, diesel-scented air flooded the sphere.
She climbed out, legs uncertain, to meet the operations director.
She nodded once. His carefully neutral expression finally cracked.
He raised his radio, and the entire operation shifted into gear. They had 3 weeks.
The salvage vessel Retriever was anchored above the wreck site. Atlantic storms were already forming.
The target lay at 3,100 meters.
The gold had spilled out, scattering across a vast debris field.
Their tool was Hercules, a 10-ton remotely operated vehicle built for the abyss.
Sarah, the older African-American woman, stood in the control van, a sealed world of screens and soft light.
He looked at her. She gave the final authorization.
Then it dropped beneath the surface and was gone.
At 2,000 meters, the last light vanished. They entered a world of absolute darkness and alien life.
The Pacific Dawn's grave. A mechanical graveyard scattered across the abyssal plain.
Sarah studied the sonar. The first gold concentration was 15 meters east. She gave the coordinates.
Then the cameras saw it. Subtle rectangular depressions, arranged with human regularity. Lay a gold bar, uncorroded, unchanged. Time meant nothing to it.
The manipulator arm descended, centimeter by careful centimeter. The claw closed.
It lifted free. For a moment, it hung suspended, ancient, perfect, and priceless.
1 bar recovered. Approximately 1,200 more to go.
The work settled into a rhythm. Locate, excavate, extract, load, bar after bar after bar. The sediment revealed other things. A crewman's watch stopped forever. These they left alone. After 6 hours, the first basket was full. Half a ton of gold, ready for its journey home. The basket detached and began its 4-hour ascent through the crushing darkness.
The basket broke the surface near midnight. The crew hauled it aboard under floodlights and drizzle.
Gold bars spilled out, encrusted with the deep but unmistakably precious.
They hosed them down. The gold emerged, stamped with Federal Reserve markings from another era. Each bar bore a serial number, a unique identity preserved for 44 years in the dark. Below, Hercules kept working. Shift after shift, the pilots maintained their focused vigil in the glow of the screens.
On the surface, Sarah monitored the weather. Storms were intensifying. The window was closing.
The deepest concentration. Currents were stronger, sediment was fluid. They worked almost blind.
They worked by sonar alone, interpreting pings, building maps of invisible treasure.
17 bars came up from that site, each one excavated blind, grasped by feel through the machine.
By day 8, they had recovered 830 bars. 70% of the fortune. But the storm was coming.
The final concentration. The mother lode. Over 300 bars lay beneath a collapsed 20-ton hull plate.
They couldn't lift the plate, but they could probe the gaps beneath it, using the dredge like a surgical tool.
Then the sonar detected movement. The hull plate was shifting. The excavation was undermining it.
The pilot pulled Hercules back just as the plate settled further. A few seconds slower, and it would have been crushed.
Sarah made the call. Abort the site. The remaining gold would have to stay. But the pilot saw 30 more bars, reachable.
$15 million right there. Against the safety of a $12 million vehicle and the lives of the crew above.
She looked at the storm data, at the depth, at the risk.
She shook her head. Bring it up.
The final ascent began at dawn. 4 tons of gold, rising slowly from the realm of darkness. The basket surfaced at noon. The sea was already building, but the crew worked with fierce efficiency. Gold bars spilled out in a gleaming cascade, crusted with the deep but eternally precious. By nightfall, the storm arrived. 40-knot winds, 12-foot seas. But the gold was secured below.
1,013 bars recovered. 83% of the cargo. Worth $580 million.
3 days later, the storm passed. The seas calmed to glass. The retriever began its journey home.
Sarah watched the site disappear behind them. The ocean gave no sign of the fortune still lying in its depths.
A trophy for the expedition leader. It's clean.
It's beautiful, thank you. She took it, feeling its weight. Small enough to hold, dense enough to anchor a soul to the bottom.
Sarah remained at the rail. The ocean kept everything it was given. Eventually, sometimes, it gave things back.
The journey home was for the crew. For Sarah, the work had just begun. The legal machinery was waiting.
The U.S. government, insurers, the salvage company, all had competing claims to the recovered fortune.
With the pilots, there was no need for words. They had shared the vigil in the glow of the abyss.
The operations director joined her. They had bet their careers, their company's future, on her sonar maps.
We got enough. More than enough. No one else believed the addendum, he said. You did. And you were right.
The first satellite call from the company's headquarters. The world was reaching out to claim its share.
We need the preliminary inventory ahead of schedule, Dr. Chen. The claimants are getting anxious.
The inventory will be complete when we dock. The ocean didn't keep to our schedule for 4 years.
She replied with the patience of the deep.
In the face of the abyss, corporate urgency felt very small indeed.
Alone with the gold, she felt its silent presence. Not as wealth, but as a mass, a historical...
She pictured each bar's long fall through the water column, the slow settling into the silt.
Life reasserted itself. Playful, effortless, asking for nothing in return.
For a moment, the weight lifted. There was only the ship, the sea, and life celebrating its own motion.
The control van was being decommissioned. The mission's nerve center was now just a room of silent equipment.
Sarah entered the quiet space. Here, they had lived for weeks in a world of artificial light and sonar pings.
The concentration had been absolute. A single tremor could mean the loss of everything.
The containers descended, their weight transferred from the ship's hold to the trembling beds of trucks.
Sarah stepped onto the dock. The world was strangely, unnervingly still.
See you at the hearings.
The director said,
Yeah.
"See you at the hearings."
Yep.
Their partnership would now continue in wood-paneled rooms.
A car waited to take her to the first meeting. There was no pause, no moment of return.
The door closed. The deep ocean quiet was replaced by the sealed silence of the interior. In the window, her reflection overlaid the receding world of the mission. Two Sarahs, leaving one for the other.
The world rushed by, a stream of mundane details. It felt faster, louder, less substantial than the deep.
The car arrived at the corporate tower. The Gold's journey ended here, in a vault below this building.
She entered the Cathedral of Commerce. A different kind of deep, with its own pressures and alien creatures.
The elevator rose, a vertical ascent as profound in its way as the ROV's horizontal dive.
The doors to the conference room stood open. Inside, the voices of the claimants awaited her story.
The room's energy shifted, from doubt to possession. The abstract fortune was now a tangible asset. Her testimony was complete. The fate of the gold was now a matter for lawyers and treaties.
Emerging into the lobby, the noise of the city felt like a physical assault after the profound silence of the seafloor.
Her phone rang. A connection to a life that had continued, unaware of the darkness she had visited.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yes, I'm back. I'm fine. It was cold.
She gave the safe, simple answers.
And you're eating properly?
Yes, I am, Mom. Don't worry. Yes, Mom. I promise.
The call ended. The anchor line was cut, and she was adrift again in the city's current.
Alone in the anonymous room, the silence returned. But it was a different silence, empty and waiting. She scrolled through the images, trying to hold on to the feeling of purpose, of shared mission.
She woke expecting the gentle pitch of the ship, the hum of the retriever. The stillness of the room was wrong.
She sought water, but this was a mirror, not a mystery. It held no secrets, no weight, no pressure.
Returning to her office felt like putting on clothes that no longer fit. The theory felt thin.
Dr. Chen?
About the sediment layers.
A student arrived, full of questions about inland sediment. The scale was so small, so safe.
Of course, show me what you have.
She put the abyss in a box, locked it, and turned her attention to the small, solvable mysteries.
Life resumed its pattern. Lectures, labs, committees. The great adventure became a slideshow for a guest talk.
For the lecture, she showed the footage. The audience gasped at the right moment. It was a performance.
Weren't you scared? All that darkness?
The simple question punctured the prepared narrative. She was silent for a long moment.
No. The darkness wasn't scary. It was honest. It just was.
I want to do this because of you.
A student placed a brochure on her desk. The legacy was not gold, but a spark of curiosity for the deep.
On weekends, she went to the true ocean. Not to a pond, but to the edge of the vast, breathing unknown.
Beneath the rolling waves, she now always saw the map. The hidden topography of loss and patience.
A text brought her back. The legal circus was beginning. Her testimony would be dissected, challenged. It preserved 100% of the recovery vehicle and the lives of the crew. It was the only decision.
Thank you for your testimony.
She stepped down. In the director's nod, she saw the shared memory of the tilting hull plate, the close call.
They'll argue for years, but we did our part. It's done.
It's done, he said. The operational part.
The human part, the part that mattered to them.
I think I'll walk.
In the glass, her reflection seemed to belong to neither world. Not the deep, nor this glittering surface.
Her apartment was a shell. The essentials of a life, waiting for the person who lived it to return fully.
She held the shell. It was a perfect record of pressure and time, shaped by an ocean that asked for nothing. She returned to the edge. The sun, like a colossal gold bar, was being reclaimed by the sea. She had gone to the bottom and returned. She was changed. The ocean had given something back.
And far below, in the perfect black, the remaining gold waited, unchanging.
She turned from the sea, carrying its silence within her, and walked toward the noisy, waiting world.
Look.
What?
This is where the real architecture is, the foundation of everything up here.
Wow.
Her success had opened doors, changed her from an outlier to a pioneer.
The university saw new funding streams.
These cores provide long-term climate records.
She steered the conversation toward knowledge. The gold was a distraction from the ocean's real secrets. The envelope arrived. The first tangible result of the legal machinery, after months of silence.
A number on a page. More money than her annual salary. Compensation for risk, for success, for silence.
An African-American woman, perhaps in her late 30s, thinks of the lives lost.
She filed it away, an artifact of a concluded transaction. The memory was not for sale.
The banker spoke of growth, of security, of a future built on the past's recovered weight.
Set up the scholarship fund.
The one we discussed. Marine geology for first-generation students. A noble cause, Dr. Chen.
She found her way to the docks of purpose, not profit. The vessels here sought data, not dollars.
Here, the conversation was about thermohaline circulation.
About carbon sequestration.
The language of the ocean itself.
We're mapping the Laurentian fan next month. Could use someone with your depth experience.
An invitation, not a contract. A return to the deep.